For more than half a century, Brawley Stadium has been the home of North Alabama football, a place where history was made and legends were born. Today, with the Lions set to compete on this field one final time, we say farewell to this iconic venue. Over the next hour, we'll honor UNA's legacy inside Brawley and welcome the dawn of a new era for North Alabama football.
You're watching Farewell to Brawley, sponsored by Bentley Chevrolet of Florence.
You couldn't ask for a better day to watch a little college football here in Florence, Alabama. North Alabama, their final home game inside one historic venue of Brawley Municipal Stadium. Alongside my teammate Kaylee Tinglestad, I'm Carl Prather. Kaylee, this is going to be a fantastic day. We like to call this special a farewell to Brawley as we celebrate the past, present, and future here inside Brawley Stadium.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bittersweet day. It's an exciting day to watch the team here one last time. And like you said, beautiful weather. I mean, it doesn't feel like a Saturday in November at all, but it's going to be a great one. Just saying goodbye to such a beautiful stadium. But let's give you a little breakdown of what you're going to see in today's show. We take you on a history tour of Brawley Municipal Stadium and how this became the home and transformed into one of the best college football venues since the 1940s. We take you through the three-peat within the Lions football program, 3 straight Division II national championships won here in Florence inside Brawley Stadium in the mid-90s. You'll see sights and sounds of yesteryear from those memorable games. And the man behind the success of the UNA Lions, the legendary Bobby Wallace, the head coach for the Lions during the dominance of the 1990s. We chronicle an amazing career for Coach Wallace, and we'll hear from the legend today as well during our pregame show. And we take you to the future of North Alabama football and their state-of-the-art on-campus football stadium. Our own Carl Prather got a hard hat tour of the new Bake Independent Stadium. That's set to open for the 2026 college football season.
We are super excited to bring in the head man in charge of the North Alabama Lions, and none other than head coach Brent Dearman. Coach, I know you got to be excited. What a great day to finish a season on a high note for you and your football program.
Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet moment. I mean, you're looking at a historic place that UNA's been playing here for 76 years. Many championships have been won here, national champions, Gulf South Conference champions. There have been All-Americans that you guys are about to grab 2 of them. I see over here to my left. And for us to send this stadium out the right way, it's been a big deal for us inside of our program this week. We've got 22 seniors that we'll honor today. We want to send them out the right way as well. So beautiful day the Lord's blessed us with out here today with the weather. We've got to do a great job of executing and making sure that we honor these seniors and we honor this community with the way we play today.
Coach, what's been the message to the guys ahead of this game? Obviously a lot around this game, but the final game of the season, what have you been talking with the guys? You know,
I had different guys that some of their teammates have been texting me all week long, and I try to share the story of former players all the time. I'm driving to practice on Monday, and Tyrone Rush, probably the best running back in school history, shoots me a big long text, says, "Coach, we believe in you. We're behind you." And he's coming to the game today. So I shared his story with our players. So guys, this is a guy from Philadelphia, Mississippi, a town that may have one blinking light, that UNA changed his life. He's now living in L.A., got his own business, own company. We play today for guys like Tyrone. We play to honor the so many that gave everything they had for UNA. So that's been our message this week.
You know, there's a lot of college football programs across the country. Everyone has, tradition and a lot of different types of lore within their programs. This program, a lot of pride. You know that you are a native of this state. You know what this is about. But for you, with this program, with your current players, those in the past, and those that you recruit in the future, why is pride so important here in North Alabama?
You know, the grit, the toughness that this place was built on. You know, when we come out of the locker room, we have a pride rock. And that rock's kind of the foundation. It's kind of that cornerstone piece to a house that you got to set the foundation. And sometimes the storms may come, but if that foundation is set the right way, the future's always going to be bright. And we know that there's so many greats that came in front of us, of what all they gave, of what all that they sacrificed, of coaches, players, everybody that did so much to put this place where it is. we want to play with that same toughness, that same grit, but also have that same pride in this place, which is tough to find nowadays in the portal era. When you have, me and Jeff were talking about the other day, when you have 20 and 30 year reunions in the future, because of this portal era, it's going to be hard to probably have those reunions anymore because kids are spending a year here and a year there, and we don't want to be that. We want to be a place that we have pride in wearing that UNA jersey and that purple helmet.
I know you all have honored the different decades throughout the season. How important is it to have the 90s, the Purple Swarm, honored here today and see those guys back at this site? I
mean, this is the epitome of UNA football. I mean, if you talk about the greatness of UNA football, the 93, 94, 95 teams are it. I mean, there have been other great teams, there have been other great players, but they set the tone. So I thought our athletic department did a phenomenal job of how they set it up. And what a way to go out and honor this 95 team that's going to be in the end zone. So I've got some buddies, Coach Ruffin. Coach Ruffin actually offered me a job a few years back when he was at Miles. So to have relationships with some of these guys already, but they just set the standard for UNA football and also all of D2 football at the time. I mean, I think they were the only team to ever go to the White House as a D2 football team. So they set the standard.
One final question for you. You got a football game to be played here. Amongst all the popular circumstances, you got to start to go with a football game today. Tell us about Southern Utah. Give me one key for you all to kind of be successful to start the game, to kind of get an early start.
I'll tell you, here's something y'all can use in the broadcast booth. I don't know if you know, their head coach was my OC in college.
How about that?
So he was a very tough guy to play for. And I told him all the time I hated him as a player, but love him now. He's a phenomenal football coach. They're going to be sound. They're going to be physical. They have one of the best running backs in the country, so we've got to do a great job defensively of tackling, of attacking the inside hip, making them run sideways, and then offensively we're playing with our fourth quarterback of the season. We've had injuries, we've had guys that's kind of lost a little bit of their confidence, and we've got to get some confidence in our QB play earlier in this football game.
What better way to do that than to get a victory here today? Brent, always thanks for joining us here today. Good luck to you in this contest as well. When we come back, folks, we continue our farewell to Brawley. We hear from former national championship players, and we take a look back at this beautiful, iconic stadium after the break.
I mean, during the season, we've had reunions each home game with different groups, and it's been said, hey, this is our last year, the last games are coming up, but until kind of leading up to this final game, it hasn't really sunk in. But, you know, we've been playing football on this site since 1949 when we started our program, and as a historian, I mean, that stuff's, you know, things I've researched and looked at, but Bobby Bowden was a player at Sanford in our first win here in 1949, you know, and you go that far back and then go through all the glory days of our national championships and all the historic events that have happened here, and just people coming back for homecomings and those kind of things on this site, and their family, their parents went here, their grandparents went here. It's just so much history here. It is, I won't say it is UNA football, but it's such a huge part of UNA football that it's hard to ignore, and it's something we wanted to celebrate this year, but as you said, with it coming to an end, it's just kind of surreal. So I came here as a student in 1980, and I was a double major, journalism and history, which both fit the eventual profession I got in, but I had no idea there were jobs, full-time jobs as athletic communicators. So as a student here, I played on the tennis team, and we came and supported football, but the year I got here in 1980 was UNA's really breakout year. The first conference championship, went to the playoffs for the first time. We hosted a televised game here against Eastern Illinois in the national semifinal. So as a student, that was something really special, and you know, we supported the other sports and the teams. So 3 years later, I get hired as a 22-year-old as the first full-time athletic communications person here, and so to be here for the next 40 years and experience it initially as a student, then as an employee, also as an alum with my family. Just as you said, it's just such a special thing. There was, even in the old days, there was never a lot of parking here. People had to find a place to park, but to see the renovations that happened and be able to play big games here, have homecomings here, it was just always special. It was just a special site. No matter, you had to overcome parking, you had to overcome other things, you know. It was just a special place, and so much success here too, whether it was with Coach Grubb or Coach Wallace or Coach Hudspeth or Coach Bowden or Coach Wallace again. It just kept coming, and it was just a special place to go on Saturdays.
Welcome back to A Farewell to Brawley alongside Kaylee Tinglestad. I'm Carl Prather inside beautiful, historic, iconic Brawley Municipal Stadium as we say farewell to a university playing football in this amazing stadium since 1949 when the inception of this college football program. Kaylee, going to be an amazing day here. We heard from Coach Dearman. I know that you're excited about today. I know he's excited about today, but more importantly, trying to come away with a win to kind of send this place off in style.
Yeah, and he talked about those seniors, 22 seniors.
Yep.
They want to honor and represent them as well in this finale here.
Absolutely. We had an opportunity earlier this morning to hear from a pair of national championship players from 1993 and 1994 en route to a three-peat in the mid-90s. It was none other than Tyrone Rush and Kenyatta Jones. We had an opportunity to have a little chat with both of those young men as they recognize their national championship, but more importantly, are reflecting on a beautiful, beautiful career here in Brawley. Well, we're here for a farewell to Brawley with not one, but two national champions, part of this amazing, prestigious program from University of North Alabama, none other than Tyrone Rush and Kenyatta Jones. Guys, first of all, welcome us to Brawley. I know it's kind of bittersweet for both of you all. Tyrone, we'll start with you. To be back at this place, the final game, so many memories being held here for you and your teammate Kenyatta. What does it mean just to be back here for one final time?
Well, it means the world. I mean, coming back, you know, from California to coming here, and even telling my kids, like, how home is. This is home. And they don't realize how important it was to come back here today just to see our Lions play their last game in a stadium that we made history in.
Kenyatta?
Well, for me, it's special because I grew up around this area. So being a homegrown guy, being from the area, man, this means a lot. It is bittersweet, like Tyrone was just saying, but, you know, we will always cherish the memories that we had in the 90s.
I know there's a lot of historic moments at this site, but what is the best memory that you have when you look at this field?
I would to say the 93 National Championship. I mean, that was a year that you couldn't explain it. It was a brand, not a team. It was a brand that we played for our school and what we wanted to do for Florence, Alabama.
So for me, 93 and 94 was special. Those two championship teams. Mm-hmm. I had a brother at the time that was at Carver County. So they won it back-to-back, 93 and 94. For 2 years in a row, my parents was able to see my brother on Friday, then they came to see me on Saturday, and we both won back-to-back championships.
Tyrone and Kenyatta, I was going to say, you know, when we discuss UNA, you can't not mention UNA Lion National Championship playing football without Bobby Wallace, right? I have yet to hear one bad thing, someone say anything remotely negative about that man, much less obviously how great he is as a football coach. We'll start with you, Kenyatta, and pass it over to Tyrone. What does Bobby Wallace mean to North Alabama Lions football and college football in this area?
Well, he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. That's just one word to explain Coach Wallace. Great guy, great coach, down to earth. You know, he wasn't just about football. If you need to go talk to Coach Wallace about something personal in your life, he was there for you. And the coaches that he hired was awesome. I mean, we had a great coaching staff, and some of the guys he even recruited that I got to play against, like this guy right here, I will always cherish that man. Learned a lot.
Well, I have to say that, you know, when you come into college, you always have this mentality. There is either you're a wolf or you're a sheep. And Coach Wallace would take a lot of us sheeps and turn us into a wolf. And what this man did for us on the field and off the field, and how all of us graduated, and now a lot of us owning our own business, is great.
What do you think was the key to y'all's success in the 90s? Everyone talks about the 90s here, the 90s being honored today for this final game. What was the key to success in that decade?
Well, I'll tell you this. Coach Wallace, when we lost against Jacksonville State in '91 in the playoffs, Coach Wallace said to us, you guys going to go to summer school, you guys going to eat together, you guys going to sleep together, not sleeping together, but sleeping and
I'm like, hold on now, player, hold on now.
Working out together and just gelling as a team. And we felt confidence, and we supported each other. And when we got on that football field, the defense was our big brother, and we were little brother, and we gelled together.
Well, listen, guys, Tyrone County, it's a joy and honor for you all to be here with us today. Enjoy the day, enjoy your teammates, enjoy one final game here at Brawley Stadium.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, just a fun time to chat with two national championship players. They were a lot of fun, but you're going to have a lot of fun when you're bringing home rings in the mid-90s.
Yeah, and we've heard from the former players, we've heard from Coach Dearman, but what about the fans and the alumni in this special place? So let's take a look at what those fans have to say about this historic site.
Since 1949, Brawley Stadium has been the home facility of North Alabama football teams since the rebirth of the Lions football program back in 1949. Originally known as Coffee Stadium, adjacent to the former Coffee High School, the facility was renamed Tom Brawley Jr. Stadium in 1964. Brawley had been a football coach at Coffee in the 1940s and 50s, becoming the school's principal in the 1950s. But following his death, the stadium was renamed in his honor prior to the 1964 season. Brawley Stadium went through a major renovation back in 1980, increasing capacity from 8,000 to 13,000. It was renamed Brawley Municipal Stadium, signifying the partnership between UNA, the Florence School Board, and Florence Parks and Recreation Department. From 1986 to 2013, Brawley Stadium hosted the NCAA Division II National Championship game. 28 years marked the second longest continuous period that any site had hosted any NCAA championship in any sport on any level, only behind Division I baseball in Omaha, Nebraska in the College World Series. The UNA Lions football program made endless amounts of history on the gridiron. UNA football won 279 games at home, 26 games won within the NCAA Division II playoffs, 41 wins against nationally ranked teams in Brawley, and from 1993 to 1996, the Lions set an NCAA Division I record for consecutive wins at home with 28. UNA also went undefeated in their 24 regular season games at Brawley Stadium from 1982 to 1986, going an unprecedented 22-0-2. UNA also 3-1 in home playoff games during that span. Brawley Municipal Stadium, simply put, a special place for the University of North Alabama and North Alabama football.
Just people coming back for homecomings and those kind of things on this site, and their family, their parents went here, their grandparents went here. It's just so much history here. It is, I won't say it is UNA football, but it's such a huge part of UNA football that it's hard to ignore, and it's something we wanted to celebrate this year, but as you said, with it coming to an end, it's just kind of surreal. Hard run with 10 seconds to go. Brian Satterfield, Cody's going to do the sneak, and this is before the brotherly shove and or tush push, and he said he told Brian Satterfield, our fullback, you hit me in the back as hard as you can and make sure I get in, and he did on that play. He just drove right into Cody's back. Cody got in on his own, but Brian hit him and pushed him on through too. But so many, I can see Israel Raven blocking the punt over here on this side to set up the play. The first play of that 93 season was a handoff on the far end. We're playing Fort Valley State. Our first play from scrimmage, we're on our own 31. The handoff to Brian Satterfield, and the option just opens up, and he goes 69 yards straight down the middle of the field and scores against Fort Valley. And Tyrone Poole, who had a great career in the NFL, is chasing him, trying to catch him. But we scored on the first play of the season. Next time we get the ball, we score on a 99-yard run or 98-yard run. And I'm like, this is going to be a good year. And because Fort Valley was a good team. But nobody will ever forget what this has been. This is, like I said, this is our history. We're going to make some new history, hopefully, on the new site with Bank Independent Stadium. And there's a great partnership, and we're going to try to make sure everything's done right there and make it a great experience. And but you can never forget your history and your past, and especially with so much success here. And again, with this one site, since we started football in 1949, this is where we've been. So anybody that played here, this is where their memories are. This is where, as you said, their families have come. This has been homecoming. This has been UNA's football history. So nobody's ever going to forget that.
I've spent many a night in this stadium over 16 years. I'm really going to miss this place. Been a fantastic venue for sure. When we come back with our Farewell to Brawley pregame special, we take a look at the 3P National Championship program here in North Alabama after the break.
That first game, just the excitement of hosting, nationally televised, all that, but you know, we were up 10, then we were down 10, we were up 10 again, it's tied, and then we get just an unbelievable pass in the fourth quarter down to the 1 yard line, and then Cody Gross scores with 10 seconds left. And you know, they didn't find back then for field storming, I guess, but when we finally scored the winning touchdown and got a fumble to you know, end the game, just the field storming. For my job, you know, working in the press box, you can't cheer in the press box, as you well know. You're working up there, you're a neutral observer. And so that was one of my proudest moments as a sports information director, was our entire staff was totally silent. We scored the winning touchdown, everybody's going nuts, and we're doing our job. Okay, it's a 1 yard run, we got 10 seconds left, we're doing whatever. And so we had to wait a little while to really celebrate, but it was an unbelievable feeling, just for our coaches, for our players, and then to be able to repeat it 2 more times was just beyond something you could imagine. But you kind of felt like it was coming though, because everybody was coming back, you know, except for the running backs. But and then the repeat in '94, and then the '95, that was, you know, voted the Division II team of the quarter century. We had 4 guys drafted in the NFL off that team, plus Ronald McKinnon, who was a free agent signee, and he ended up playing 10 years in the NFL, making 1,500 tackles. So that tells you the kind of talent was on that team. And but the community support. Coca-Cola came out with a commemorative Coke bottle, and everybody had something. And you know, this was whatever, 30 years ago. So the technology or the things like that weren't as plentiful back then as they are now. But the whole community embraced it. The businesses embraced it. It was just a great thing for our community and our university. Well, being around a collegiate program for over 40 years, and as you know, the job you have, you're at a local university. People are always, hey, y'all need to sign more local kids. Well, a lot of times, some of them can't play for you. They're not good enough, that's why they're not here. In this case, they could. And one of the people, I guess, that missed out on a lot of this, but was a coach named Ike Fowler, who's an insurance salesman now, or here in our area does some health guidance. But he recruited the majority of those kids, or a great number of them, over his years as an assistant at UNA. And he left before that 92 season. But he had signed Cody Gross and Ronald McKinnon and all these folks. And to have your quarterback from Rogersville and your kickers from Florence, and you know, on and on and on, all these guys from Huntsville, Israel Rabe, Keith Humphrey, they, you know, obviously you immediately got their family support and their friends.
Welcome back to a Farewell to Brawley as we celebrate the final home game for the North Alabama Lions inside Brawley Municipal Stadium alongside Kaylee's Tinglestad. I'm Carl Prather. Kaylee, you cannot mention UNA football without the 3-peat of the 1990s.
Yeah, and they're honoring that 90s team here today. But let's take a deeper look into the 3-peat of the 90s.
1993, 1994, 1995, the golden era of UNA football. Not 1, not 2, but 3 Division II national championships. 41 wins, 1 loss in a 3-year span, becoming the first school in collegiate football history on any level to win as many as 40 games in just 3 seasons. The Lions became the first team in the history of NCAA scholarship football to win 3 consecutive national championships. All 3 national title games played inside Brawley Municipal Stadium. In 1993, the Lions up against Indiana University from Pennsylvania.
13 seconds, going for the win. Gross pushes through. Touchdown!
A young quarterback from Rogersville, Alabama, named Cody Gross, scored the game-winning touchdown on a 1-yard dive with 10 seconds left in the game to deliver a 41-34 lead for the Lions. He had help from his teammates and a Huntsville native.
The punt blocked. Israel Raybon falls on it. If he gets up, he can get up. All right, they'll have it inside the 30.
Then Israel Raybon that blocked a punt that turned the game completely around as the Lions outscored the Indians 28-10 over the final period. The run toward national title number 2, the Lions hosted Texas A&M Kingsville.
No score thus far. Inside of 6 minutes left in the quarter, they run the option. This is their favorite. They go wide. They get the first down. Kenyatta Jones into the secondary. May go the distance. Jones is on his way. It is going to be a 90-yard run for a touchdown, and North Alabama takes the lead.
Leading native and running back Kenyatta Jones had a 90-yard touchdown run for the Lions' only TD on a rain-soaked field in Florence. UNA kicker and Florence native Jamie Stoddard added a field goal, and a native from Elba, Alabama, linebacker Ronald McKinnon intercepted a pass with 2:22 left in the game to preserve a win over Texas A&M Kingsville.
Drop, yes it is by McKinnon in the 20. McKinnon on his way, and McKinnon getting blocks. McKinnon pulled down. North Alabama's got the ball. 2:22 left.
Man, you know, we definitely love to travel, but to have the home crowd there for 3 years back to back is unbelievable. All the energy, all the juice, just seeing, be able to bring your family there, be able to see you play, stuff like that. I think that was huge for us, and also for the rounding, my teammates and players.
And for the three-peat, a total dominant performance for the Lions and a 27-7 blowout of Pittsburgh State. North Alabama native Cody Gross finished his Lions career quarterback with a 41-2 record. 3 national championships. The Lions program became the first and still only Division II school to win national championships on its home field.
I love all of you. I was just asked by the papers, this is the first time anybody's ever won 3 in a row. Is this the greatest? Do you think this is the greatest team that has ever played in Gus South Conference history? And my answer to that was, I'm not sure, because you hadn't seen them all, but it's the greatest one right now, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Hey, you guys are great.
I don't know what to say. Did it hurt out there? Oh, I was hurting, but this right here makes up for it. And there wasn't no way I'd stand out of my last game, and I just thank God for allowing me to play. Amen. What a career you had here, man. It's been awesome, and I can't say how much I love these guys. There was no doubt in my mind last night we were going to win this game. We had a team meeting, and there's so much love going around that room where you could just feel it in the air, and it was just no doubt we was going to win it. And I just hated it's over with, but at least we went out on top.
Yeah, special time at Brawley Stadium. You got 2 guys that got a whole lot of rings here inside Brawley Stadium. None other than Cody Gross and Reginald Ruffin. Cody Gross, head coach at Athens High School here in North Alabama. Reginald Ruffin, the athletics director at the great Tuskegee University there. Guys, real quick, you got to be happy just to be back here, right? To see your teammates and all that, and to be able to celebrate all these championships. We'll start with you, Cody.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Anytime we can see our old teammates and coaches, it's a really special deal. So some of these guys haven't seen in 30 years, and some of them you need a name tag for, and some of them you don't.
Reginald, what do you got, my man?
Yeah, for me, man, just coming back, seeing my teammates, man, it's a blessing. The brotherly love we had, seeing all our coaches, Coach Wallace, Coach Slater, Coach Martin, man, it's just amazing to be back at Brawley Stadium for another chance.
How is it to get to talk to your teammates and kind of talk about the memories of the past when y'all were playing here?
Well, it's good, but I don't know if we talked about any memories. What we do is, like, I've got my youngest son with me. I got my dad. My dad was at everything that we did. He's here. He's as fired up as anybody. But I get fired up about introducing my son to my teammates, and get to see their wives, and I just think that's what's special. We don't talk about the games. We don't talk about the touchdowns or wins or any of that. It's really, hey, what's life like?
Yeah, for us, our guys, these teammates of mine, they were just servants. These guys did what's best for the team. They wasn't about self. And then they are still doing the same thing. When you come and you see their parents, you see their wives, you see their kids. We getting old. So Cody got 2 sons. He got grandkids. So, for me, I'm getting a lot older. But just to see all my teammates and their families, man, makes it all special.
Awesome, super awesome. Reginald, Cody, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the day and enjoy all your teammates, friends, and family, and everybody here in North Alabama. Hey, when we return to A Farewell to Brawley, we got to hear from the legend, the guy that coached these guys and so many others, head coach Bobby Wallace, and a look back at his historic career after the break.
Well, he's a legend, folks. None other than Bobby Wallace, and Bobby Wallace by the numbers. Winningest coach in UNA history with 126 wins to just 51 losses, just 1 loss over 15 years. That is a 71% winning percentage there for Bobby Wallace. And, of course, we mentioned about the transition to The new stadium on campus, Bank Independence Stadium, will actually be named Bobby Wallace Field, and rightfully so. How about 2 stints in UNA? Of course, the first stint during that 15-year run, 1988 to 1997. 82 wins, 36 losses, 1 tie. That equaled 3 conference championships, 3 national championships from 93 to 95, and 6 playoff appearances during that span. He made a trek to Temple to coach the Temple Owls in West Alabama before making a return back to UNA during the 2012 season through the 2016 season, and then brought home 44 more victories to just 15 losses and 4 conference championships to go along with 4 playoff appearances and 1 national runner-up. Almost brought home the 4th national title for the UNA Lions in school history before falling to Northwest Missouri State. Overall, as I mentioned, 126 wins over 15 seasons for Bobby Wallace. The national championships, unprecedented, 1993, 1994, and 1995. Made UNA the first school in history of NCAA scholarship football to win 3 straight national championships. He also led UNA to a 41-1 record from 93 to 95. That made the Lions program in the history of college football on any level to win as many as 40 games in just 3 seasons. And of course, this most special team. Of course, when you win 3 national championships, they're all special, but that 1995 team, as special as they come, 14-0, named the Division II Team of the Quarter Century and became the first Division II team invited to the White House, meeting with President Bill Clinton and Vice President Al Gore. Under Wallace, the Lions had a 71-24 record at Brawley Stadium, including a 16-3 record in home playoff games. And remember, North Alabama, the only Division II school to have won a national championship game on its home field, and that was the three-peat from 1993 through 1995. He is in every Hall of Fame imaginable, right? Bobby Wallace, Division II Football Hall of Fame, the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame, the UNA Athletic Hall of Fame, the Division II Quarter of the Century coach, Gulf South Conference Coach of the Quarter Century, 4-time Gulf South Conference Coach of the Year, and he's a 3-time American Football Coaches Association Division II National Coach of the Year. Simply the best. The legend, Bobby Wallace, celebrated at UNA now, then, and forever.
The papers, this is the first time anybody's ever won 3 in a row. Is this the greatest? Do you think this is the greatest team that has ever played in Gulf South Conference history? And my answer to that was I'm not sure because you hadn't seen them all, but it's the greatest one right now, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Hey, you guys are great.
Century, Brawley Stadium has been the home of North Alabama football. We say farewell to this iconic venue.
You're watching Farewell to Brawley, sponsored by Bentley Chevrolet of Florence.
Welcome back to a Farewell to Brawley. Listen, we just call him the GOAT. He may not want to be called the GOAT. I'm going to call him the GOAT because he is the GOAT. It's none other than legendary North Alabama head football coach Bobby Wallace joining us here. Bobby and Coach Wallace, thank you so much for joining us here for this.
Oh, pleasure. I appreciate it, dog.
Absolutely. Well, I have to ask you, there's a lot of young men that you've had some influence in on their respective lives. I just want to ask you, just what does it feel like to see them now fathers and grandfathers and aunts and uncles and family members here?
Well, yeah, it's very rewarding because most of them have been very successful. A lot of them are high school coaches, which is great, influence other kids, and it's just great to see them all. There's a lot of memories in this stadium, especially in the 90s. I mean, that was a magical time, and so it's just wonderful to see them.
Coach, how is it to be back here today? You don't have any pressures on the sideline. You get to just sit back and enjoy the game. How does that feel for you?
Well, it's fun to be here, fun to see the former players and coaches. Being a little bit sad to be in the stadium for the last time. I don't know if I'll ever be in here again. And there were so many memories that we had, but I think it's great that we're building a stadium on campus, and I think that's going to work out great in the end. But it's fantastic being here.
Coach, I wanted to ask you, it's one thing to be able to win national championships. It's another thing to kind of have the best of both worlds. Local homegrown talent that you were able to find, and then to be highly successful and put North Alabama on the map in the mid-'90s. How cool is it to see so many of your young men influencing programs in high schools across North Alabama?
Oh, it's fantastic. to mention the home, the area, the kids from the Shoals area in Huntsville.
Yes, sir.
I think when we went to the White House after the 3rd championship, we took, I believe it was 17 seniors, and 14 of them were from a 60-mile radius. And all of them got their degrees. It's just great to see in coaching and what they're doing with young people nowadays, and hopefully passing on the things that we preached about intangibles and discipline and work ethic and unselfishness and all the things that those teams displayed. So it's great to be here.
We got to leave you with this just because I'm trying to get to where you are at right now. Tell everyone what you're doing, where you reside, all the beautiful water you get to see day in and day out. Let us know.
Well, I live on Lake Martin. I took my wife all over the country, from Philadelphia, New Jersey, to Livingston, to Florence, to back and forth. So when time to retire, I let her pick the spot. And she's an Auburn graduate, and we have kids and grandkids live in Auburn. So I'm about 30 minutes from Auburn. I said I'm not going to live in Auburn, but I'll live close. And so she picked the place, and we love it. It's nice to be there.
I love it. Give me about 25 more years. I'm going to try to get where you at, Coach. I'm trying to get where you at. Hey, listen, we're going to just highlight and celebrate this amazing man's journey, career, and legacy here at North Alabama here in the 90s. Bobby Wallace etched his name in Lions lore with success on the gridiron. 126 wins makes Wallace to this day the winningest coach in UNA history. Wallace became head coach of the Lions in 1988. What a run in Florence, Alabama. 3 conference championships, 6 playoff appearances, and 3 straight Division II national championships. The 1993, 1994, and 1995 seasons are still the very best the Lions program had to offer. UNA became the first school in history of NCAA scholarship football to win 3 straight national championships. During that three-peat, the Lions went a ridiculous 41-1, becoming the first college football program on any level to win as many as 40 games in just 3 seasons. The 1995 team, as special as any, a 14-0 finish. The Lions team named the Division II Team of the Quarter Century. Wallace's 1995 team became the first Division II football team invited to the White House. Wallace left the Lions program and coached at Temple for 8 seasons before returning for Act 2 of the Lions from 2012 to 2016.
And it's like raising kids. To demand that, those players have to believe deep inside that you care about them and that they can trust you. And we will develop that camaraderie in that team to where the players play as a team because they care about each other.
More accomplishments, 4 conference championships, 4 playoff appearances, and another trip to the national title game. The UNA Lions football program and Bobby Wallace synonymous with tradition and championships.
Anytime you talk about the legend, he's an unbelievable legend. Great man, great father figure for us as former players. He did things right. I think that, he was a player's coach. We did the things, he asked us to do things, and we did it for him, and we did it for our coaches. And I think that whenever you have a player-led team, you have a championship-led team. And I think, Coach Bobby Wallace let the players lead the team, and we were successful doing it.
Yeah, that man makes my heart feel so good. I don't even, instead of you have a loss for words just because of what he meant for so many young men here, North Alabama, the Florence community. I just have to say, just selfishly for me, when I first got here in 2009, he was so gracious, so humble, just a wonderful human being, just a wonderful spirit. And you can see that traditionally with him and how glowingly his players discuss him and talk about him.
Yeah, you can talk about the legacy, obviously, of him winning 3 straight national titles, but then you talk to the players and you talk about their family and their kids and what they've gone on to do of that legacy of coming to UNA and what that program, staying in Alabama. It's just so cool to hear those players talk about that rather than, the X's and O's, this touchdown, this ring, this victory, those kinds of things.
The cool part about Coach Wallace is the fact that, of course, he kind of started the tradition here at North Alabama in the late 1980s. And, of course, we know the run in the mid-90s with the three-peat. But, Coach had a great opportunity opportunity after the three-peat, decided to go to the what was then the 1A level, now the FBS level, and make the trek to play and coach for the Temple Owls. Had a couple of NFL players there, and kind of got Temple to try to get them to respectability there. Decided to come on back to the Division II level, went and coached at West Alabama for a little bit as well, and then, ironically enough, a couple of years into being in North Alabama here, we get rumors and stuff hearing about could Coach Wallace return back to North Alabama, and indeed back in 2012 he did just that, and led them to another unbelievable run, and they reached a D2 national championship game before ultimately falling to Northwest Missouri State. But Kaylee, everywhere he's been, whether it was an assistant at Auburn, Mississippi State, he played at Mississippi State, everywhere he's went, he's been a winner no matter where.
Yeah, I got to plug into my East Carolina Pirates.
Yeah, tell him about East Carolina.
Of course, Coach told me that he coached at East Carolina too. My school growing up, so it's always special to kind of hear those tie-ins and just get to talk to someone that had an impact on a school that I grew up loving, and then, you know, seeing his legacy here as well. So it's just cool to see the blueprint of coaches like him that really do impact everywhere he's been, and how he takes what he's learned at all these programs and bring it and build something like he did here at North Alabama.
Absolutely. Let me pull the curtain back for you all as we lead into kickoff at 1. The band currently on the field right now. The big thing is they're going to have a lot of former players here that will be recognized here. The 1995 team will be recognized here coming up here momentarily. So throughout the entire year, with the final home slate of games here in Raleigh, for those watching across the area in the Southeast, they've honored all 3 of the national championships in some form or fashion. They've also had iconic and replica helmets they've worn throughout the year for each decade. For those that don't know, the university was called Florence State, and Florence State started their program back in 1949. This has been the home for North Alabama football since then, and they've had iconic helmets and just some really cool things throughout the year for all of the home games, just to recognize the history here as we kind of culminate everything here at Brawley Stadium today as they take on Southern Utah. So you can tell the love, the support that North Alabama, Florence, the Shoals area has for this university. And we mentioned it with Coach Brent Dearman in the first part of our show. The pride here is unparalleled relative to anywhere else I've been. And we're talking about the teams we cover, Alabama, the Auburns. The pride here, you can just really see it emanate across the area.
Yeah, and talking about the honoring the decades, today's purple swarm for their uniforms. So I'm so excited to see what the helmets are going to look like, what this team's going to be repping today on such a special finale for them for the end of the season, the last game for those 22 seniors, and of course, the last game here at Brawley Stadium.
Absolutely. When we come back, it's time to bridge the past to the future as we get ready to showcase Bank Independent Stadium. A farewell to Brawley returns after the break.
Lester's team is, we've still got one game ahead of us. We've got a very competitive football team coming into Brawley Stadium. We get a chance to honor our seniors, a group of 22 guys that have done everything they can for this program. We're playing for them. We're playing for the North Alabama on the front of our jersey. We're playing for the many individuals, men that have fought and bled and sweat for this program to put it where it's at. We're playing for all the supporters that have come to so many UNA football games throughout the 76 years we've played at historic Brawley Stadium. So there's so many reasons for us to go out with a win and send Brawley off the right way. It's kind of bittersweet. You're playing at a historic place in Brawley that's seen so many great games, seen so many great players. You got a team that got to win a national championship on its home turf at Brawley. So it's going to be kind of a bittersweet moment. I know we're honoring the 90s teams that are going to be down there in the end zone. For them to play and win so many football games on that stadium, we want to send it out the right way. But we also know that it's kind of leading into a new era of UNA football. It's going to be a big recruiting weekend for us. So after getting a home win, we're going to be able to take them and put hard hats on and go into this brand new stadium with these recruits we've got coming in on Sunday. So it's an exciting time coming with the new stadium. You know, every home game has meant something different with the logo we wear, from the 80s team, from the 2010s team, from the different eras that we've tried to honor. The Florence State Teachers College. There's been a story behind every logo, and we try our best to share the stories. We try our best to teach our guys the history of this great tradition of UNA football. And then this last one is the Purple Swarm theme. wearing all purple, being able to fill that helmet with stars like that group did. We hope and pray that we can play in such a way that we honor that group of, we're excited to see his growth and development. What we told him, what we told the team is we're not playing for the future, we're playing for this game. And I think you're going to see him, you may see a little bit of Ari, you may see a little bit of DC. We're going to do whatever we can to schematically help our guys to go win a football game. We're excited about J.A., but we're also excited about Ari Patu. We're excited about getting Destin Wade back next year. So there's a lot of really good football players that we're going to try to showcase this weekend at home. I know a lot about their head football coach. He was my offense coordinator in college. He's a very tough, hard-nosed individual, and you can see that in the way his football team plays. He does a great job of developing. He does a great job of recruiting. His coaches are sound in their teaching. So we know it's going to be a hard-fought battle. We know it's going to be a time of possession game that they're going to try to run the ball. They've got an extremely talented running back. They've got two quarterbacks that can go win football games.
Hey, welcome back to our Farewell to Brawley alongside Kaylee Tinglestad. I'm Carl Prather. Been a fantastic day here as we celebrate North Alabama Lions football and their final game inside their home since 1949, Brawley Municipal Stadium. Hey, a quick programming note that we want to give to all of our viewers currently watching our digital stream right now. As we head into kickoff of this contest at 1 p.m., make sure you check with your local cable provider to be able to watch the kickoff and the entire game in its entirety on 48.3, our Tennessee Valley Sports Network, as the Lions prepare to take on Southern Utah. Make sure you do just that coming up today at 1. Kaylee, we are getting close to the end. They're recognizing the national championship teams here as we speak inside Brawley Stadium. But we're going to bridge the past in the end to the new and the future with Bank Independence Stadium that we had an opportunity to visit earlier this month.
Yeah, we'll take you on a hard hat tour of this iconic new venue as we close the chapter on Brawley Stadium.
Even the vision that you may have had with the rest of your the admins and the university president to make this become a reality, is it still hard to fathom that this is a reality as we kind of walk through the stadium?
When we announced the stadium, the feedback we had, we can't really picture how this is going to sit. And now that it's up and you can see the structure, and we're only about a year past, now people are saying, I can't remember how this used to look, right? I mean, it's such a massive transformation, and it looks totally different. It's really neat, and I think you have to really appreciate the moment you're living in. This is a once in a generational project, once in a career project, once in a lifetime in a community to see a stadium on campus go from the ground up. That just doesn't happen often, right? Renovations happen, but a true build, something 50 plus years in making, it's pretty neat. But yeah, it's hard to even picture what that looked like a year ago.
But I'm so proud and so pleased. It's come together just beautifully, and it's like you said, we have so many talented people here coming together, great things happen. Opening a Bank Independence Stadium, obviously a huge part of that excitement, but Dean and I couldn't be more gratified and just excited about all that's going on here at the university. So it takes alignment on a project, this large, and we've been talking about an on-campus stadium at UNA for the better part of a half century. But I would say that the conversation really accelerated 5-6 years ago. It was just before COVID. It really started with our students. They were the ones who brought forward a survey that showed tremendous and broad-based support with the student population. They wanted this, and they were prepared to do their part to make it happen. And so from there, we started talking with our board of trustees. They were very supportive, administration, faculty, staff. We had alignment, alumni, long wanted this to happen. And so then it was just a matter of, okay, what pieces need to be on the table? How do we arrange that to get this underway? But we did, and again, you get the right people around the table, all sharing a common goal, magic happens.
And we have a proud football program here and an incredible campus, but it has never experienced in the nearly 200 years of this campus the pulse of a game day environment right there on campus. So I think it'll be special for downtown Florence, be special for alumni, and it will definitely be a head turn. But that stadium, it'll have something for everybody. And then, of course, all the times we're going to program it outside of football, whether it's a concert, whether it's a festival, an academic performance. We want people in Bank Independence Stadium.
It's magical, when we talk to prospective students and families about what a college should look like and feel like this is it. It's like we stepped out of a postcard here. So in many ways, the stadium certainly isn't the start of the excitement. It's in many ways the capstone of a campus and a campus community that's been evolving in the right direction for a very long time.
The excitement to be able to have so many different programs, organizations be able to be a part of this throughout the year 365.
Well, we have this unbelievable stadium tower that is huge and beautiful, and we want to program that. So you talk about no stone left unturned and different organizations utilizing it. The visitors' locker room in our end zone facility is storm shelter rating. You think, okay, that's great. Well, why is that? Well, because that opens up the ability to teach 4-credit classes in the tower. So now you can program in the week academics into a brand new stadium as well. And so every aspect of this is to try and get people into Bank Independence Stadium. We'll open up a new all-athlete weight room that is 3 times the size of our current. That is a big piece of the front end of Bank Independence Stadium. So trying to get as much traffic as we can in this community, but also within our own campus has been a priority.
It's magical, when we talk to prospective students and families about what a college should look like and feel like this is it. It's like we stepped out of a postcard here. So in many ways, the stadium certainly isn't the start of the excitement. It's in many ways the capstone of a campus and a campus community that's been evolving in the right direction for a very long time.
Dr. Kids and Dr. Looney mentioned it, alignment. And you got to have alignment to be able to have successful things on campus. And joining us is Bank Independence CEO Mac Malden. Mac, first of all, thanks for being here with us. Bank Independence Stadium. Your families have deep roots here in North Alabama for years. What does it mean for you, the Malden family, to forever be intertwined with North Alabama for just the foreseeable future?
Well, the Bank Independence mission is to make a positive difference in people's lives every day. And as we were presented with this opportunity, there was nothing more that we could do than help UNA fulfill the dream of over 50 years. And the transition that we're making from Brawley Stadium, which has significant historical impact on the community. But when we get to UNA on campus and have their own stadium, what they control, it's going to make a difference. And it's going to impact UNA, the students, the faculty, the staff, Florence as a whole, and the Shoals as a greater area. It is an amazing way to make a positive difference for people.
Absolutely.
What are you most excited for this new chapter of North Alabama football and having a new stadium right on campus?
Well, I think it brings so much excitement to the campus, to UNA, and I have to really hand it to Dr. Kitts and Dr. Looney for their vision, but not only their vision, but their ability to execute on a dream that we hadn't been able to fulfill. And so when they came to us, they had it all planned out, and all they needed us is to be a part of their vision. So it is an amazing execution of a vision of over 50 years, and we're really excited to be a part of that.
What can fans expect when 2026 rolls around and it's the first home game at Bank Independence Stadium?
Well, thanks to y'all. Y'all do a great job. Everything you do, both for UNA and high school sports and college sports, is amazing. But this is exciting. Today is exciting. But next year is going to be 10 times more exciting when we welcome you all into the new Bank Independence Stadium.
Mac, I wanted to ask you really quick. You mentioned to us just blocks away from the new Bank Independence Stadium. In your wildest dreams, as a child growing up in the Leaden area, could you ever envision the North Alabama campus and the Florence area take shape, all kind of encompassing around this beautiful facility here next year?
Well, number one is when they said they wanted to put it there, I couldn't believe that it would fit. And so they were going to put the baseball and football and soccer on the same field, and we thought that was dysfunctional. And they came back and said, look, we can do soccer and football here and baseball there. And it was a grand slam, a home run, a touchdown, and a goal all in one play. It was an amazing trifecta. Great idea.
Mac, as we hear the national anthem, as we prepare to get ready for kickoff here, the final game in here, you have a lot of vivid memories in this place. A lot of football, a lot of great memories here with Coach Wallace and those great mid-1990 teams that won 3 straight national championships. Any fond memory that you have with those groups?
I really do have to attribute Coach Wallace and Coach Self before him, and Coach Grubbs. I mean, the list just goes on, and I apologize for missing it. The fond memory I have, the first national championship, which the touchdown was like right there.
Yeah.
My wife was pregnant with my daughter. 9.5 months pregnant with my daughter, and we were trying to get out of the stadium, and she's a trooper. She's trying to go through the railing, couldn't quite make it, so we had to walk around. And 3 days later, our daughter was born. So it is amazing. Those 3 years are phenomenal, and I'm ready for the next 45 years of that type of memory.
Our final question to you: Bank Independence Stadium. You have a beautiful and amazing facility on campus, not only for football, but for all students in all walks of life within the university footprint. I know you have to be excited for that it's going to be a multi-use facility.
It is incredible. It's not only for football, soccer, and baseball, but we can use it for a variety of reasons. Mm-hmm. Concerts, receptions, special events. It is an amazing, and the parking is going to be better there than it is here. The idea of having tailgate coming down Pine Street, phenomenal. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Bank Independent CEO Mac Malden, thanks so much for joining us.
Man, enjoyed it very much. Thank y'all for what you do.
Oh, absolutely.
Great to see you.
Thank you. Hey, when we return, we get you ready for kickoff as Southern Utah comes to town to take on the North Alabama Lions one final time inside Brawley Stadium. Appreciate everyone watching our Farewell to Brawley pregame special here as North Alabama prepares for their final college football game inside Brawley Municipal Stadium. Of course, Brawley historical with so many historical facts and information that you may or may not have known about heading into game days each and every Saturday during the college football season over the years in Florence. Did you know that Brawley Stadium has been the home facility of North Alabama football team since the rebirth of the Lions football program back in 1949? The stadium actually went through a major renovation in 1980. The capacity was increased from 8,000 to 13,000 and was later renamed Brawley Municipal Stadium, which basically signified the partnership between UNA, the Florence School Board, and the Florence Parks and Recreation Department. And of course, with that new renovation, huge event decided to make their way to Florence and the shows in North Alabama for the foreseeable future. From 1986 to 2013, Brawley Municipal Stadium hosted the NCAA Division II National Championship game. 28 years marked the second longest continuous period that any site had hosted any NCAA championship in any sport on any level, only behind Division I baseball, and that was the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. North Alabama still remains the only school in the history of Division II to have won the football national championship on its home field. All-time record at Brawley. How about this? 279 wins to just 132 losses and 8 ties heading into today's contest with Southern Utah. The all-time record against nationally ranked teams at Brawley, 41 wins, 25 losses. How about a unbelievable home winning streak at Brawley? 28 straight games. And of course, that was during that back-to-back national championship run from 1993 to 1996. That was the longest consecutive home winning streak at Brawley. And at that time, it set the NCAA Division II record. And of course, we all love homecoming, right? College homecoming is nothing like any other. 53 wins over the course of the history of Brawley Stadium and football games played by the Lions of North Alabama. 53 wins to just 21 losses and just 1 tie. 34 of 53 NCAA playoff games that involve North Alabama played in the shows at home.
at Brawley Stadium. And of course, the streaks would just continue for the UNA Lions in their football program, undefeated in 24 regular season games in the stadium from 1982 to 1986. And during that span, 22 wins for the Lions, and they were also 3-1 in home playoff games during that span. How about some of the opponents that came to Brawley Municipal Stadium during that streak from 1982 to 1986? Missouri State, Miles, Tennessee Martin, Detroit Trojans, West Alabama, Delta State, Valdosta State, Jacksonville State, West Georgia, and even Savannah State made the trek from Georgia. And in 1951 to 63,
Hey, welcome back to A Farewell to Brawley. We're about to wrap it up. You hear the fight song for the Lions of North Alabama as they prepare for this contest one final time inside Brawley Municipal Stadium. Kaylee, it's been a fun day. Your reaction to the day that was with the history of Brawley Stadium.
Yeah, it's such a surreal moment. You know, this team running out on the field for the final time here. I know all these fans in the stands are just, you know, taking in, probably reliving a lot of the moments that they've had through the years watching these different teams play here. So I'm just excited to see a great matchup and just enjoy this historic game that we have ahead of us.
We would like to thank everyone involved with the University of North Alabama, Coach Bobby Wallace, Coach Cody Gross, the entire National Championship program as a whole here. It's been a fun event today, and we truly appreciate WAFF being a part of this amazing, amazing special here as we say farewell to Brawley here inside Brawley Municipal Stadium. One final time, we shall see if North Alabama can come away to get a break. Hey, for Kaylee Tinglestad, I'm Carl Prather. Everyone, enjoy the game. We'll see you here later on.